We good to go?
It feels like the perfect night for Swiftcast, a Taylor Swift podcast by the fans for the fans.
Hey everybody.
What's up?
Hi!
And welcome to episode 29 of Swiftcast. This is Nate.
Belle.
Haley.
And we have a very special guest joining us. She is our social media correspondent. Everyone say hi to Jill.
Hi, Jill.
We're
Hi,
so
guys.
happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Welcome to your first guest spot on our show. Yay!
Thank
Many
you.
more to come, I hope.
Yes. We will drag you kicking and screaming.
Oh, good.
And they'll probably be kicking and screaming.
It probably will be. We're a hyper group, what can I say?
All right, just as a reminder to our listeners, if you would press the subscribe button on iTunes, and once you do that, it'll download the latest episode for you automatically. So it'll just make it easier for you every week to listen to us. So also another reminder, we do have a store now. So
do it.
we
have
all
cookies.
kinds of and so we have all kinds of fun merchandise, and every purchase that you make kind of helps us bring you the episode for free. It's not free for us to produce the podcast, so it's a great way to get some merchandise out of it and help support us. So if you want, you can check us out. It's www.cafepress.com/swiftcaststuff. All right, and now let's get into the meat of the episode. We're going to start off with some Red shows. Belle, why don't you take it away?
All right, so while the rest of us here in the U.S. are completely sad-facing because the tour has been over for over a month and we're all having, like, withdrawal symptoms and, you know, we're having to go to, like, red rehab and everything here, it has been really bad. It's been bad, and I haven't been able to fully stay away. Like, I've been, I haven't been able to, like, be at a concert, but I've been on, like, YouTube, like, enjoying the virtual experience and getting my fix that way, you know? We've been kind of going through that. But for the rest of you that aren't in the US, for some of you that are overseas in, say, like, the UK and Australia and New Zealand, you still have the Red Tour coming your way. So just know that right now I am insanely jealous of you, and I'm thinking of, like, flying overseas and possibly taking over your life for, like, one day, just so that I can go in your place to the Red Tour if you're gonna happen to go. And also know that I'm completely kidding, so don't be afraid.
Oh, Belle.
So anyway, for those of you in New Zealand and Australia and London, and also Germany, there's going to be 3 shows in Auckland, and those are going to be November 29th, November 30th, and December 1st, so make sure that you get your tickets if you have not gotten them yet, and also, I'm jealous. December 4th, she's going to be in Sydney, Australia, so get your tickets, and if you don't, then you fail. December 7th in Brisbane, also, get your tickets. If you don't, you fail. December 11th, Perth. I hope you already have your tickets, and if you don't, you fail. December 14th in Melbourne. Oh, I'm sorry, was I getting repetitive?
Just a little.
December 14th in Melbourne. Guys, same thing as I said for the past 4 shows or so. And now we're gonna, cross the pond to, the lovely UK here. And Taylor's gonna kick off 5 shows in London on the 1st, the 2nd, and the 4th of February, and also the 10th and the 11th. Now, in between those awesome 5 shows, she's also going to be stepping, across the border temporarily to Berlin, Germany on February 7th. So I'm guessing that she had, originally she had only had a couple of London shows, and she kept on adding more as they kept on selling out really fast. So I'm guessing that she, the Berlin show, even though it was announced later, was probably on the roster, and then the shows on the 10th and 11th in London were probably added, as filler after that. So all of you people in Germany, you're like the sandwich in a London package. It's awesome. And,
I'm still wondering how she's going to do that, if she's going to move her stage from London to Germany back to London.
Yeah, that's an interesting execution there, but you know what? She's rich.
It's true, yeah. Well, she's Taylor Swift.
She can do
what
it.
She wants.
She can when you're rich, you can do what you want. For the most part, she has people.
She makes the rules.
Our people will call Taylor's people, and we'll figure this out for you, okay? We don't have people. No. I was having a moment of wishful thinking. We don't
Jill
have
is
people.
our people.
Jill is our people,
I'm
exactly.
people.
Jill is our consultant, so...
Oh, you're going to be let down then.
Crushing us! Why are you doing this? Why? Oh, also we want to mention that a UK boy band called the Vamps is opening up for Taylor's London shows, and it hasn't been officially confirmed yet whether they're going to also be opening for the Berlin show, but since Berlin is the sandwich of the London shows, I'm thinking maybe.
They're also huge fans of Taylor Swift.
They are. It's adorable. They fangirl over her so much. It's very, very, very cute. One more thing we have to mention is that a couple of really, really lucky US Taylor fans got an amazing surprise that I am forever seethingly jealous that I was not there for. Taylor's awesome US opener, Ed Sheeran, did a couple of Madison Square Garden shows and still has a few to go. And on November 1st, he had a very special guest. The lovely Queen Taylor herself showed up at Ed's show. So it was like the tables have turned.
And I love that she was wearing an I Heart Ed t-shirt, and the heart was...
that she had personally made.
Yeah. It's adorable.
He was adorable. And they sang Everything Has Changed, kind of like on her tour, and it was so cute, and I saw the video and I was practically crying.
And just a fun fact about that is that they sang the one they originally recorded, which was Ed's extended version. That was actually the original recording of that song.
Beautiful.
That is awesome.
And they played it on the exact guitars that they wrote the song on.
My Swearin' feels were just out of control. Out of control. I was
like crying by yourself in the fetal position.
In the corner.
I was like in the fetal position on my bed, sobbing, like clutching my Kindle like there was like nothing else in the world. Like I was on Noah's Ark and it was sinking. And I was just like, why?
Wouldn't that be more a reference to the Titanic and it was sinking?
No, because Noah's Ark would be the last thing on Earth that was like afloat. And it was
Belle
sinking.
will go down with this ship.
Okay.
Yeah, so on Titanic, I mean, the world is still there. You might be SOL if you happen to be on the boat, but the rest of the world still exists. If I was on an Ark, the Ark would be like the very last piece of possible hope in humanity, and that was going down, and I'm being really dramatic. Let's move on here, shall we?
So anyway, all kinds of exciting news about the Red shows. So I'm super jealous. I wish I was still going to Red Tour. I wish there was still some shows I could go see. But I know you guys are going to have a ton of fun overseas. I know a lot of you cannot wait. So congratulations if you just got your tickets for that. Because, yeah, I'm sure, yeah, we all are insanely jealous. So
you deserve them.
You fail.
You don't fail.
Definitely
So anyway,
the color theme of this podcast today is green. I'm going to go to my corner now and let me continue.
So anyway, now we're going to be moving on to our next segment.
Keeping
Up with
Swift!
Woohoo!
Woo!
Alright, so the first thing we have is the CMA Awards are airing November 6th, so this Wednesday. Taylor is nominated for Entertainer of the Year, the only female nominated in this category as well. Female Vocalist of the Year, Album of the Year for Red, Single, Musical Event, and Music Video of the Year, along with Tim McGraw, Keith Urban for Highway Don't Care. And it's really cool because she will be performing a special ensemble of Red.
Did you just say ensemble?
Ensemble.
I'm being French.
We're keeping that on there.
Oh, you are so
Ensemble.
special. I love you.
Ensemble. I feel like I'm wearing
Ensemble.
one of the hats while I say it too.
We're totally having a French moment. It's awesome. Oh, we should also include, Haley, that we are going to be doing a special edition covering the CMAs. So keep a lookout for that.
Yep. And we'll also be live tweeting. So
We
Yes.
will. So be following us
I will
at
be live
Swiftcast
tweeting for you
13.
guys.
Jill's going to be on the top of that one, our social media girl. So
I
make
will
sure
be
you're
on Twitter
following
all
us
night.
at Swiftcast 13.
At your service. So actually, Swifties are in the running for fan favorite for the 2013 People's Choice Awards. So you can help determine the final nominees, and you can go right over to peopleschoice.com and vote for Swifties, so everyone can know what a great fandom we are.
Do it.
Do
which
it.
we are a great fandom.
I gotta
All
say,
right,
I
good
think we got
fandom.
this. I think we got this.
I think we
in the
deserve
bag.
this, so let's all vote for Swifties.
I don't know. I mean, granted, Swifties are very enthusiastic fans, and I definitely believe in us. But you know, there's a couple other fan bases that are really eager too. So guys, don't
Don't assume that everyone else will vote. Your vote counts.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you. Oh my god, she's like the voice inside my head that sounds better than me.
Oh my god.
So our next bit of Taylor news, today, November 3rd, which is Sunday, the day that we're recording, Taylor is in the United Kingdom, and she was on the X Factor UK with Gary Lightbody, and they performed the last time. It's to help promote their new single, which is tomorrow, November 4th, that they're releasing the last time. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a great performance. So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, check it out.
I thought it was a good performance, but I will say I felt like Taylor was incredibly on key, and I feel like Gary kind of wasn't.
I saw a lot of people saying
I
that.
loved the performance, but I really felt like he was a little off pitch.
Taylor did
But
sound
still,
just
go
like
check it
the
out. It's still a good
recording.
performance.
And Taylor also presented an award at this year's BBC Radio 1 Teen Awards today, as she performed on the UK X Factor at Wembley Arena in London. And she also performed at this event last year in 2012, if you guys remember. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. She had a big day today.
She has a big day every day.
Lots of Taylor news.
And since we're talking about things that happened today in the UK, she was also on Max on Capital. I think that's what it's
Capital
called.
FM.
Yep, Capital FM.
Yeah, Capital
Yep.
FM. And she was
Yep, she
talking
did
with
an
Max,
interview.
And she did with the interview. So that was pretty cool. And it's on their SoundCloud if you haven't heard it yet.
One more interesting piece of Taylor news that we are probably never gonna ever have to announce. Taylor slept today.
Wow.
That's like never gonna happen. We're never gonna announce that. I'm just saying, she's really busy. Like, she just doesn't sleep, apparently. Either that or she just has incredible time management, and if that's the case, I want the referral number to her PA.
Yeah.
I think she gets caffeine implants.
Seriously!
I do that too.
For real.
Do you have caffeine implants?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
They work well.
Nice.
And
I
see
need
what she likes.
I need to get on that. Yep. Also, another piece of news that involves Taylor and awesome places like London, or as she calls it, Fundin. She's going to be performing at Kensington Palace on November 23rd at the Winter Whites Gala. The gala is organized by Centrepoint, which is like a charity for homeless people. Bon Jovi is also going to be performing, so it's going to be a pretty cool gala, and it's for a really good cause, and Taylor is awesome. So, yeah, hopefully they're going to air that and we can see.
I really like the word gala. Gala.
I always say gala. I don't know if which one is actually correct, or if it's just a different, or if it's just a
both.
matter of accents.
Gala. Gala. I just love it.
Tomato, tomato.
Pretty much.
And today on the segment of Haley's favorite words,
First, Haley starts speaking French.
Haley is having like a language aganza today.
Just having a fun day.
She is fun with words.
Yeah.
Presented by Haley.
Another awesome thing that happened today was YouTube had their YouTube and Music Awards, which Taylor was nominated for Artist of the Year, which she did not win. It went to Eminem. But her single, I Knew You Were Trouble, was nominated for the YouTube Phenomenon Award, and it won!
Woohoo!
Yay! I knew that
Go
was
Taylor.
trouble when it walked in.
Yeah, we knew it. It was a phenomenon, and it was awesome.
We knew it was trouble.
So, another piece of exciting news about nominations. The Red Tour is nominated for 3 Billboard Touring Awards this year. The nominations are Best Package, Concert Marketing and Promotion Award, and Eventful Fan Choice Award.
Woo!
So, that's exciting. 3 of them for the Red Tour.
If I felt like standing up right now, I'd dance a little jig in celebration. So you can just imagine me awkward dancing a jig, but yeah. Moving on.
I could actually see that.
I kind of actually played it in my head.
I'm sorry.
All right, so we got another piece of news here. The ACA nominations have been officially announced, and Taylor is nominated for a whole mess of awards, of course. So Taylor is nominated for Artist of the Year, Female Artist of the Year, Single of the Year for Begin Again, Single of the Year for Vocal Collaboration for High We Don't Care with both Tim McGraw and Keith Urban, and Song of the Year for High We Don't Care. And the award goes to the songwriters Mark Irwin, Josh Keir, Brad Warren, and Brett Warren. She's also nominated for Touring Artist of the Year, GAC Music Video of the Year for Begin Again, and Music Video of the Year for Group Collab for How We Don't Care. So, I don't know how many that was there, but
Yay,
that was
Yay,
like at least-
Taylor!
that was like 8 or 9 or 10 or something
That's a lot.
infinity. So basically the entire award show. So
Basically, she'll
Basically, the
say it.
entire award show. Go Taylor.
and if you guys want to tune in, we still have a bit of time before they actually air. They're going to air live on December 10th from Las Vegas. So be sure to check that out. I know. I'm sure all of you will be. So
And if you can't, we'll definitely be live tweeting it for you.
So, I have some news that's actually not specifically Taylor news, but a lot of fans of Taylor are also fans of this wonderful ginger god, so...
it's pretty much Taylor news by now.
Yeah, this is true. So our favorite little ginger, Mr. Ed Sheeran, is trying to raise $250K to help support early cancer detection, and prevention and everything for Let's F Cancer. I'm sure y'all know what the S stands for, and I wish I could say it. There's a second piece to this lovely news about Ed that makes me really, really happy. He is selling off chances to go on a date with him. Like, for real. There are various amounts that you can donate, and each level of donation, in addition to, like, the entries for hanging out with him, also has, like, accompanying prizes, including, like, a t-shirt, a signed poster, a signed A-Team lyric sheet, so cool, and more. You can check all of this out at www.dinewithed.com for the full details and video. And it's a great way to have fun while supporting cancer prevention, so go Ed! And I really want to win that date, but if I don't, good luck to anybody who does, for real.
It'll be me.
If you win, it's actually you and a friend, so can double date.
Mm.
Have I mentioned that every single person that listens to this show and donates to this cause is my best friend?
Meaning Belle wants you to take her.
Yes.
Oh,
that is the correct
because I'm going to
translation.
win? Maybe. We'll think about it. I'll decide when I win.
I love all of you.
It'll actually be me
hearts to
and best
every-
friend Taylor, and we're gonna go on a date with Ed. So
No, that's not going to happen.
Okay, I can't actually hate that. That's actually a good idea, too.
Alright. Now it's time for some random stuff that I wanted to talk about that's not really news, but I wanted to talk about it. Taylor's hair. I
Ooh,
love it. It's curly.
me too.
It's not like curly, but it's like curly wavy, and I love
It's
it.
wavy.
I feel
Love
like the hair change is like a sort of like a preview of, the new era to come.
Well, she also told J14, I think it's a magazine, that they're growing it out. She's growing out her bangs.
Oh yeah, she did say that in an interview that she wanted to grow out her bangs. I actually believe that it was her kids interview.
Oh, okay.
It was her kids
was just-
interview. She told them that she is in the process of growing out her bangs. So see what happens with that.
I want to see Taylor with longer bangs.
It's the wavy hair is a really nice change from the pin straight.
Yeah.
I think
really love it.
she was long overdue for a change.
I do like the waves. I think they're very pretty on her.
I think Taylor's hair looks great, however she wears it. So
Oh, Nate's going for bonus points over there.
Nate, you mean you don't have any fashion comments on Taylor's hair?
fashion comments on her hair. Well, I don't even know what to say.
Okay.
I mean, you guys, you have to understand that you were also asking a guy this question, and guys are basically trained to say, honey, you look beautiful no matter what you want to do. Like,
Hey,
that's-
well, in guys' defense, they mean it every single time. So
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
at least I mean it.
And they're
every
also
single
trained
time, so,
to say that.
no,
Yes, they are trained to say
don't
that.
ruin our secret.
I know all your secrets.
Alright. I want to get some more input on whether or not you guys think there's going to be a Red Tour DVD, since we're now at the very end of the tour of the US leg, going into, the worldwide
Okay,
leg.
I think there will be.
Definitely.
I was thinking about this, and on the Speak Now DVD, she has in the intro about how she's saying hi to all the different countries. Granted, she did the tour in a different order that she did for Speak Now, so maybe she's waiting until after the international shows to compile the DVD, so just so she can, include all the different countries, or at least, her saying hello to a lot of different ones. So
I think she's doing that too. I think she's just waiting for the rest of the tour. I absolutely think there will be a DVD. There's no way that this tour is going to go without a DVD.
Agreed.
and I really hope she does it soon too, to be honest.
It'd be nice if she could do it before 2014, so the album isn't released the same year. Hopefully it'll come out before then.
Yeah. You'd think she would do it for Christmas too, or at least so that before the excitement of the tour dies down, that she'd get it out there and get some sales going.
Yeah.
But
I think there'll definitely be a DVD. It just depends on when.
Yeah, so far it looks like February is going to be the last date, so maybe the end of February, beginning of March by the latest. Unless she
Possibly.
adds some more.
I agree, and I also think Taylor Nation is well aware that us Swifties have this addiction to the Red Tour, and so they're not going to leave us completely high and dry and suffering through a massive withdrawal. They're going to, throw us a piece of candy here and there, so there's definitely going to be the Red Tour DVD to help tide us over.
Maybe we'll actually see some of her performances in the other countries.
That'd be good.
I
think it's just too big. It's too big of a tour to go, without
Exactly.
a DVD.
It's been her biggest one yet, so I mean...
Yeah, it has.
So, circling back and talking about Ed, he played some new songs, especially one that made Belle's heart go pitter-patter.
It did.
Very, very swearingness. So, let's go ahead and talk about that song.
Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to say this. In my opinion and suspicion...
Well, why don't we say the name of the song?
Tenerife Sea.
I never know how to
Sea.
pronounce it. I always want to say tentacle, but I'm like, no, it's not
And
an octopus.
it basically sounds like Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's helpful. Thank you. Yes, Tenerife Sea, and it's a really beautiful song, and a lot of people suspect that it's about Taylor. Ed's manager took to Twitter to deny the fact that it's about Taylor, but I really don't believe him.
There are too many coincidences.
Ed also denied that it was about Taylor and said that it was about a friend, but I mean,
A friend.
I think anybody's gonna deny it if they're
A
asked.
friend.
upfront.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Might not be a romantic friend, but Taylor is a friend.
I think they're trained to deny it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, first of all, the title itself, T.S., just throwing that out there. Second of all, there's a specific lyric in the song, and I knew you better. Hello, everything has
Hello.
changed.
There's actually multiple specific lines that could be all about Taylor.
There's so many, like basically the entire song.
Basically just the entire song. I mean, yeah.
A lot of people believe that it was about the girlfriend he had for the past 9 months that no one seemed to know about, but I think here we all still believe it's about Taylor.
Swearin fully activated. Yeah, I think that if you have not heard it, go to YouTube, look it up, watch it, and then try to tell me it's not about Taylor. For real.
Either way, it's a really pretty song.
It really is
beautiful.
And you
Ed's
should
voice
listen to it
is-
anyway.
Ed's voice is definitely a combination of Fergie and Jesus.
Bottom line, though, I'm positive it's about Taylor. So,
As am I.
Me too.
I mean, just from like a political standpoint, or like a public or publicity. I don't know how you want to put it, but it just makes sense to deny it, as they try to have a professional relationship, and if they mix that with a personal one, then I mean, it just kind of defeats the entire purpose, especially with the way that the media is and the way that people like to misconstrue things. The fact that Ed's career is taking off and, blah, 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 all kinds of stuff. So,
And he wants to respect Taylor.
Right, exactly. There are so many more factors into it, and it just makes so much more sense that to deny that it would be about Taylor.
Also, from a public standpoint, like, denying it's about Taylor just makes people like that much more intrigued and interested, and they're going to listen to the song, and they're going to try to analyze it. Like, you're creating attention by denying the obvious.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, it is a fairly smart move, and it just...
If it is about Taylor...
the more that you deny, the more right that we know it is, but at the same time, we're doing exactly what you want us to do, which is discuss it, be intrigued about it,
If it is about Taylor, I was really surprised he sang it so openly. I guess I was just surprised to hear him sing that.
Maybe they're secretly dating.
Maybe. Before he brought her out, he did make a speech about best friends falling in love.
He did. My heart is pitter-pattering again.
Though he prefaced it by saying he was dedicating it to a friend, he still made the speech before Taylor came out.
True that.
So if you guys have any opinions or anything like that on what you think, or if you feel like we left something out or whatever, you can feel free to email us or contact us. Let us know what you guys think about Ed's new song. Yeah, we'd love to hear it.
Do it.
All right, so now we are going to move into our mini segments.
You! I'm sorry, I got excited. I like mini segments.
I love mini segments.
So our first mini segment comes from at 24SwiftyLove13, and they say, Taylor is in London, literally 1 hour, 20 minutes away, and I'm not. Hashtag Swifty problems.
Aw,
That's sad.
face.
We feel your
That
pain.
is sad. Especially because you're in London. She's like almost never in London. Or at least, or like once a year.
We feel your pain.
Our next one comes from at Taylor's Guitar. And they say, when Taylor sneezed on stage, hashtag Red Tour Memories.
This is a live show, people.
I love how just like the littlest things that Taylor does on tour, this fan base just like rolls with.
Like the
Sneezing,
fly that flew into her
blowing
mouth.
nose- The fly,
The fly.
yes.
Blowing her nose. That was amazing.
Blowing her nose, which we were there for.
We
We were.
We were there for that.
And
You blow that nose, girl.
You blow that nose, girl. Something
this
as
fan
simple
base.
as Taylor blowing her nose.
with Nate trying to record that.
Oh man, that security guy. He was all up in my face.
You know you've made it big in the industry when you blow your nose and everybody freaks out.
So true, so true. All right, our next one is from Natalia via email, and her Swifty bucket list is meet Taylor, duh, meet the agency, meet Taylor's family, get Club Red, see Taylor's sparkly guitar up close, see all of the Nashville shows for another tour. We did that. Hi. And see all the pictures that were in the Mine music video, the ones that were like hanging on the strings.
Our next one is from Kenda Faith 1321. I want to open my Wonderstruck perfume, but then again I don't because it looks so pretty in the packaging. Swifty problems.
So our next one comes from at Horan Swift Cat. On March 23rd, I saw my 2 role models for the first and second time. Ed Sheeran first and Taylor Swift second. Hashtag Red Tour Memories. Good memories.
Good memories.
And we have another one from Tay La 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 on TC just wants a hug from Taylor for her Swifty bucket list.
Aww.
We all want that.
Aw.
Yeah.
I love Taylor hugs.
I want a Taylor hug.
Someday.
So our next one comes from Rose Garden over Madison Square on Taylor Connect, and they just want to meet Taylor once on their Swifty bucket list.
Me too.
Me too. It'd be cool. Just one time, you know.
Just once. That's all I want.
Our next one is from Long Live T Swift, going to another country to get Taylor Coke cans because they don't sell them in yours. Swifty problems. You went to another country just to get Coke cans? What country do you live in, and what country did you go to?
That's dedication. I gotta
That
say.
is serious
You
dedication.
know what? They
like-
don't even, I am in the US and they don't even have them where I am, so.
I gotta know this information.
I still gotta find them around me.
Yeah, if you find some, send me some.
Heck yeah.
Well, I probably won't be opening them, so the next time I see you, I'll probably just bring some.
Yes.
Our next one is from Enchanted 1016 on Taylor Connect. Swifty bucket list. In my dreams, we all actually buy the house next to Taylor's in Rhode Island and have a Swifty vacation house and a huge hangout and have no trespassing signs to say, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Swifties only.
Nice.
That's a good dream.
If you're not
We
a
actually
Swiftie, I knew you were trouble when you walked
We
in.
actually saw the house next to Taylor's.
We did.
We did. Nate and I went and visited Taylor Swift's house in Rhode Island.
It was really cool, by the way. Yeah, we
It
have
was-
pictures on our Twitter.
It was
Check it
very
out.
cool. It was very cool to see it in person. They were very nice. It's as big as it seems. So our next one comes from at Peeves and Co. Not being able to find any interviews of Taylor on YouTube that you haven't watched. ... Sigh. Swifty problems.
Yeah, we
That's
have
a
that problem too.
That is a lot of videos.
I think I have that problem too. I think I've probably seen them all.
Ditto.
Thousands and thousands.
Our next one comes from at 17_Serena on Twitter. And their Swifty problems. I was going to be Taylor Swift for Halloween, but I feel like only my friends would get it.
Because now you can't just, do a skirt, like a, country style dress and carry around the sparkly guitar. She has so many things now.
Yeah. Get yourself some high-waisted shorts.
So true. Bangs and a black top hat. You're good to go.
Wear like a striped top and
Or
some
yeah,
shorts.
striped top. So we're going to do something a little unique for our main discussion tonight. We're going to be basically... Okay, here's the deal. It's going to be about a year before Taylor releases her 5th album. So we have a whole year in between now and then before that happens. So we're just going to go a little crazy and maybe talk about things, that we think she might be doing within the next year, to pass that time, whether it's realistic things or things that we can just come up with that are just funny. We're just gonna have a free-for-all discussion here. So, bear with us, laugh with us, or more accurately, probably at us. And, sit back and enjoy
Right,
it.
Bill.
I believe Taylor was actually asked this exact question in her interview tonight.
Like today. Yeah.
What she hopes will happen within the next year, and what she hopes what will not happen. And I believe her answer was just utter disaster.
Oh.
She says that she hopes utter disaster will not happen, and people don't start hating her.
See, now, if I were Taylor over the next year, I would take a little time off to do things like spend a lot of time with Ed. I mean, what was that? It was just a suggestion. I mean, go hang gliding, go do cuddly things,
Oh, jeez.
Side-eyeing myself right now.
Yeah, it's hard after this summer. It's weird to think what she'll be doing to spend her next summer.
Yeah.
I think
her next...
she'll be at her Rhode Island house a lot, as much as she can.
I bet she will be.
She likes spending time at her summer house.
She'll probably be hanging out with Meredith a lot.
She only just bought the house this year, and she didn't get to spend much time there this past summer, so I think next summer she'll be there as much as she can. I mean, it's a beautiful place.
I mean, it must be weird to have, 3 different houses, Like, to literally live in, 3 different places.
I don't know. I'd equate that to, having, your grandma's house, your house,
Summer
an
home.
aunt or uncle's or, wherever. A best friend, It's just like another place that you're acquainted to. I wouldn't think it's that weird.
And I really
case,
only
it's like
think,
a mansion, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, I really only
It's
think it's her
huge.
summer home.
Yeah.
I doubt she'll be there much in the winter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Which is
obviously
cool.
not. She'll be on tour, but I think it's more of a summer home to her.
If we look at what she did last time, between her albums, that last summer, then the events that happened that summer, that's what inspired 22 and
Yeah.
the music video behind that and everything. She spent a lot of time hanging out with her friends and stuff, so
I mean,
very likely.
who knows? She might find a summer love.
Right,
That'd
exactly.
be
Yeah.
very nice.
Maybe in England.
Maybe in England. Maybe a nice English fellow.
Maybe in England, maybe a ginger. It could
There'll
be.
probably be a lot of collaborations since she has downtime now. She can actually
Yeah.
go hang
Lots
out
of
with
writing.
people and
Yeah,
write.
that'd be really cool.
More Swearin' songs.
I know. Well, I know that she and Ed said that they didn't want to do another duet because people have already heard it. But I would hope so.
That'd be fun.
They both said they wanted to change things up, but I think they should.
They do have 2 more that they recorded that
Yeah.
have not been released, so.
What would be a change? If they admitted they're dating.
Oh, Belle.
I'm sorry, I have a one-track mind.
Anyway, a little more likely to happen. I mean, that we can all predict, really. I mean, between now and the next year, I'd say the general timeline would be something like from now until the album release, it'd be go to New Zealand, go to Australia, basically finish up the Red tour, do her European tour and things, and then she'll probably have to start focusing actually on the 5th album and really be heading to the studio every day, recording,
Yep. Spending your days
all
in
kinds
there.
of that stuff.
Planning out music videos.
Right, exactly. Yeah, she's gonna have the music videos, planning out the music videos, planning out if she does a live web chat, planning out album covers, photo shoots. I mean, she's
there's
gonna have a crazy
ton of
year
planning.
ahead of her.
Imagine everything that went into Red and times 2 for this next
Right,
one.
seriously. It just gets bigger and bigger every year. So
New tour set.
new tour
Mhm,
set,
yep.
everything.
Oh my gosh! I
Everything.
wonder what she's gonna
Choreography.
do.
It's hard to believe. I know everyone said it about Speak Now, but it's hard to believe how she'll top the Red tour. So, I mean, it's going to take probably that whole year's worth of planning.
The thing I think is crazy is that usually she has been saying that she, usually writes she has 2 years between each album, and she's used to say that she usually gets all of her material within that second year. But this time that she said that she already has a lot of writing done that she actually knows that she wants on this album. So that's a bit of a change from the way that she's done her previous albums already.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, a lot of times she always says the first year is for, or the first year between albums is just for her to kind of gather her thoughts, and then she throws it all out and then starts over. But yeah, it's really cool that she has a lot of it down already. So
Yeah, and tonight I remember seeing a quote on Twitter where she said from an interview today that this album was going to be even more personal, and that she like really put a lot of thought into it on what we would want to hear on it.
She also said that she doesn't want it to be anything like Red. She didn't want to make
Yeah.
it Red 2.0, is what she said. And she wants you to hear the song and be like, "Oh, that's from the new album."
Yeah, I think she does
So-
that with every album, though.
I think she does, but I think it's the sounding of it is going to be different. So, do you think it's going to go kind of more back to country or more pop, kind of rock kind of style?
I mean, with her saying that it's going to be a more personal album, in my head, I'm kind of picturing almost more of a folksy feel.
Ooh, I would like that.
That's definitely, like, just the impression I get, like, in my head when I think about, like, the things that she has said about it so far. How it's going to be more personal, a little bit darker. I think it actually, I mean, this is obviously 100% my blind interpretation of possibilities, but I get this, like, weird vibe that it's going to be, like, a lot about, kind of maybe about, like, the loneliness of fame. And not, like, sort of like The Lucky One was, like, the preview to the show. And it's going to be sort of like, you know, how, like...
She did have a lot of media scrutiny to deal with this
Yeah,
year.
I think
she really
just
did. And
she had a really, really rough year, so I think that a lot of it will be pretty, you know, personal, maybe more serious than her other songs have been, because, I mean, this past year for her was, you know, pretty rough.
It was, and here's another thing that she, you know, mentioned, is that everyone's picking on her about her dating life, and she's like, I've dated 2 guys in the past 3 years, like, you know, or whatever, and it's like, ever since Jake, she's only dated Connor and Harry, and I feel like the album isn't really going to focus on relationships. I think the album is going to focus on herself.
As far as like sonically how I think her next album is going to go, I think Ed Sheeran's honestly going to have a lot of influence on her. I would love to hear some more like acoustic songs from her.
Agreed, 100%.
I think I actually said a while ago that I would absolutely love if Taylor did an album kind of like Ed's album, where it's, you know, just a lot of voice, a lot of acoustic, a lot of voice, where it focuses more on, you know, the lyrics.
I was just listening to the acoustic of State of Grace earlier today, or was it State of Grace? I think no, yeah, it was State of Grace. I was listening to the acoustic of State of Grace, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. Is I'm like, you know, as much as I love the production on her songs, like the lyrics are so much more like they just hit you in a more powerful way when you're listening to like the, you know, the raw song of it, you know, the acoustic where it's just her voice and you don't have all the production like to kind of contend with and everything. And I'm not saying that that's, you know, the production of the song is bad. I mean, I love State of Grace is a powerful, crazy song, but then when you listen to the acoustic version, it gives you an entirely different like interpretation. And I feel like I would really like her to have like a literal entire album where it was really focused on like her voice and her lyrics without like the production value that Red has. And that's, again, I'm not like insulting their production value. You know, Red has some great songs that I love just the way they are, but I would, for a change, I would like her to do that because I think that she has reached the point in like her life and her career where she'd create a very meaningful album in that way.
I kind of want to go the opposite direction. I kind of want to hear her with more like an orchestra related music, kind of like Haunted
almost. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see more like that big instrument, not like, you know, drums, bass, whatever, like, but more of the fiddle and more of the the strings of things.
I would really have no problem or objection at all if Taylor did an album that was sort of in the same feel as Fallen from Evanescence from like 9 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That album was absolutely beautiful and so incredibly emotional, and I think Taylor could really pull that off too. And that was very like orchestrated, like a lot of fiddle and a lot of like almost like a whimsical,
like all the strings.
Yeah,
very her voice sounds really good with the strings.
It does.
Could you imagine the tour performances for that too?
Oh my god.
She'd have a whole orchestra ready for her.
So yeah, anyway, no matter what Taylor has in store for in the next year, I'm sure it's going to be really busy, really eventful, and I know she's going to do a great job on the 5th album. You know, I just know it.
I agree. If I were her, I'd also take a little time to do things like parasailing and hang gliding and.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
Hopefully, tweet more.
All right. So, moving on, we're going to move on to our Taylor quote of the week. So, Haley, why don't you take us away? All right, cool. So that was a great discussion. Yeah, I think like I said, we have a lot in store for the next year. So yeah, can't wait to see what Taylor brings. Now we're gonna move on to our Taylor quote of the week. So Haley, why don't you take it away?
Taylor says, "I've wanted one thing for me my whole life, and I'm not going to be that girl who wants one thing her whole life and then gets it and complains."
I really like this because I feel like it sort of really like emphasizes the point of like the lucky one and things that we were just mentioning earlier, how it's like, everyone's like, oh my god, I want to be famous, but there's so much that like goes into being famous that people I think overlook when they're not in that position. And I think we've discussed this on earlier episodes too, how like she can't even just be like, oh hey, let's go to a restaurant and go out to eat. She has to call her bodyguards and make sure they're gonna come with her and call the restaurant ahead of time. Like she can't just live a normal life at all, really. And that's kind of what you sign up for. It's the price you pay, so, as they say. And I think, like, Taylor is a really, really good trooper when it comes to, like, people coming up to her and, wanting a picture and an autograph, and she's just, living her daily life. And I think that's really, really cool. Putting myself in her shoes for a second, I don't know how to handle that. I think there'd be a certain point in time where I'd be, like, gracious about it, but there'd be another point in time where I'm like, dude, I just want to hang out.
Yeah, Taylor's very gracious about it.
She is very gracious about everything, and she does really live by that. She really honestly doesn't complain or ever act inconvenienced by anything. And I think that would be really hard to do sometimes. I'm sure some days she probably really just doesn't feel like it, but she does it anyway because that's the person she is.
So, in her interview with the Capitol, she was saying that how these guys like don't approach her because one, she's way too pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what Max said, and she's all like, she's like, well, no one ever really talks to me. She's like, just come up and say hi, because usually when there's a lot of people, they're like, oh, this person wants to say hi to you. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And she's like, that's just Greg. So she thinks she doesn't really think of them as her bodyguards, which is nice. But two, she doesn't really, since no one wants to bug her anyways, because people think she's untouchable, that it just makes her kind of want more contact, almost.
That's an interesting point of view, and I guess I didn't really think about it, but that does make some sense. I mean, I feel like it would, rather than inconvenience her, I think it would probably give her a sense of normalcy if somebody came up to her and just said, hey, how are you doing? Rather than, and I think maybe that, I could be wrong, and this is just my guesswork, but maybe that's the key, is just being like, hey, how are you doing? Rather than, oh my god, can I have your picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's also points when she, like, she doesn't want people coming up to her, even if they're just like, hey, hi, how are you? When she's like, the whole dance class incident, when she's trying to come out of dance class and, she just wants to get somewhere. She just wants to be a normal person.
Yeah, I think that would be, just goes back to the fact that, like, you would have no idea what kind of a mood of a person is. So, like, the thought of approaching them is really taking a risk. You're like, am I gonna inconvenience them and make them mad? Or are they gonna be totally okay with it? And you really don't know, so you really have to just try and use some of your common sense. Like, I do think that, in my personal opinion, like, trying to ambush her when she's coming out of dance class really isn't the best way to get her attention. However, I think that if you're, like, standing in line at Starbucks and she happens to be in front of you and she's not, like, on her phone or obviously otherwise really busy, I don't think there's any problem with being like, hi. You really have to use your common sense to gauge the situation and whether it seems appropriate or not.
She's one of the few celebrities in the world that is, like, always so, like, grateful about it and so sweet, and she never turns anyone away. So I think she does love it.
She really does.
She really does. I think, like, as fans, we just have to kind of remember that, like, they do kind of deserve their own space and time, too, regardless of the fact how famous they are just people, too. And they have the same feelings and emotions as the rest of us, And I think it's awesome that she has that mentality where she's like, I'm never going to complain because this is part of, like, my dream. But at that same time, like, I understand where there might be some times where she's just like, can I just get from point A to point B?
So yeah, there's some great points there. So, yeah, I think this is really one of those, like, classic Taylor quotes. You kind of hear her say this kind of a lot. So yeah. Anyway, some really nice insight there. So, now we're going to be moving on. We're going to talk about our giveaways real quick. Jill, why don't you cover that?
Okay, so we have an iTunes giveaway. All you have to do is rate us 5 stars on our iTunes page. Leave us a review, whatever you'd like to say. It just helps us rank higher on iTunes, which makes it easier for other Swifties to find us, and we can gain more listeners. And it also helps us to determine what you guys like and what you dislike, because, we want to bring you the best show we can. And we'll pick a winner at random once we reach 50 reviews to win a pack of red guitar picks and a red sticker. So, some pretty good prizes. So, leave us a review and rate us so we can pick a winner.
I'm so ready to give those away.
I
just
know.
gotta say.
They're burning a hole here, guys.
Waiting for you guys. I mean, it takes just a second. So yeah, we'd love it if you guys
They're
went out and
guitar
did that
picks.
for
I
us.
mean, they're from the tour. I mean, soon they're going to be hard to find. So
It's true. Yep.
get them now. Well, you can.
So anyway, I think we had a really awesome episode. I've got to say, I really loved having Jill on today.
Yeah, you guys should tweet us at Swiftcast13 and let us know if you like Jill, because maybe if we get enough people voting yay for Jill, then maybe she'll come back more often.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I liked being on, so thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
All right, cool. So for episode 29, this has been Nate.
Belle.
Haley.
And Jill.
All right, see you next week, guys.
Bye.
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 Peace out, Swift Scouts.
Stay classy, Swiftcast.
I like it.
Stay classy. We like it.
We are in no way directly affiliated with Taylor Swift.
Outtakes. Excuse me.
That was wow, dude.
That was
Wow, I'm leaving
We're
that
kind of
in.
picking corned anyway.
Haley, I'm leaving that in. I'm just kidding.
I know.
That is
That's
good.
the
No, you know what? I'm saving that for a later blooper reel.
You keep saying that, yet you've never done one.
Oh, it's okay. I have a file with little clips.
No, you don't.
No, you don't, Bill.
I
don't
really
believe
do.
you.
No, I really do.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
So that's why I got all flutter-pated.
Flutter
I don't know. I created that word.
You and words today.
I like it, Haley. Flutter
I know.
Flutter pated.